Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic. Welcome back to the channel. And today for you guys is another gaming video. Today we're talking about 3 video games that have gone from zero to hero, or of course have gotten better over time. So we're going to start out the list with, of course, Just Cause 4. This game is fantastic in my opinion. It has pretty good gunplay, I think. It's not the best in the world, but it has good gunplay. I think the open world is fantastic. I really love the different regions, how you have. The story was fun, the campaign. So why does this game, why was it bad and how has it gotten better? Well, Just Cause 3 runs like shit, but it looks great. This game looks like shit, and it runs great. And of course, wait, did I say that right? Anyway, this game looks like dog poop, but it runs really well. That's what I'm trying to say. This game, oh my god, I can't even put it into words. I'm trying to think. It's so bad. I got the Day 1 edition, right? So when I got it, I was all excited. Oh, I love Just Cause 2 and 3. Just Cause 3 had a lot of issues, right? It didn't run well at all. It lags to shit. However, this game, I was like, it's going to run great. I just know it. And the game runs perfect. I have not had a single lag in Just Cause 4 since I got it last year. It's almost been a year. December 4th, I believe. And, man, it runs perfect. It's like butter, like Rage 2, if you saw my other video. However, with this one, the big issue was, of course, how it looked, like I said. Now, I'm not just talking, oh, there's a few, no, the graphics weren't perfect. No, I'm talking that there were a lot of things. The main thing was the motion blur. You couldn't disable it, and it was all the way at 100. And I'm not kidding, if you actually Google this and YouTube it, people were getting sick and they were throwing up because of how bad this game looked. Because when you start doing stuff, when you're playing Rico Rodriguez and you're blowing shit up, and you're wingsuiting, you're parachuting, and you're turning the camera, on your Xbox controller, 360, it takes a toll, man. I couldn't even play Just Cause 4 for more than an hour. Because it was like, I'm going to get sick, you know what I mean? I never did throw up, but it looked so bad. Thankfully, they did patch the game, and now you can have motion blur, you can turn it off and on at will. Thank God, I never play it on, it's always off. Some other things are, of course, the graphics themselves. They didn't look good. They had to dumb the graphics down to make the game run well. And like I said, now the game looks much better, it still runs great. Everything's peachy, basically, about the game now. Back in the day, oh my God, it was terrible, for sure. The whole thing about, there were certain rocks in the game that looked worse than, Nintendo 64 looked better than them, for sure. Of course, you have the waterfall it was just like a blue color. Now, of course, the most part, everything is fine, but that's really what it was. It looked like barf, and people were getting sick, and they patched it, and it just shows, just like the Sonic movie, what happens when someone really cares about, There's one thing to get a lot of fan backlash about something, and it's another thing when it's actually horrible to fix it. Just Cause 4's visuals were actually horrible. Sonic the Hedgehog, actually horrible. What the fuck was that thing? Anyway, oh man, it wasn't terrible, but jeez. So that, again, game was fine, and I love the game, I always loved it, but however, regarding to that, now it looks better. The next one is a huge controversial one, Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm doing Star Wars Month next month, where I'm going to be playing this game and a bunch of other games, and reviewing movies, reviewing TV shows. It's going to be a great month for sure if you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, please make sure you are and click the bell icon, especially in December. You can't not miss it. It's going to be great. Now, why was everyone hating on Battlefront 2? I always loved this game. I always loved it, and I will defend this game until I die. I love the campaign. I love the multiplayer. Now, of course, I only play offline. The big issue with the campaign was that Iden Versio, spoiler alert, she's essentially an Empire Imperial that turns good to Rebel side in about, 20 minutes. And, it is what it is. I didn't really mind it. I didn't think it was that bad of a change. However, when you get down to the nitty-gritty, I can, I do understand it. You wanted to play a game that's a bad guy the whole time. I get it. It probably wouldn't have worked. I don't know. The big thing is that the campaign is canon, so it fits in the Skywalker saga, fits in the whole timeline. So it makes sense for her to do that, but yet it doesn't. So I understand. I loved it, though. And then, of course, the multiplayer. I play offline only, so I play arcade, the team deathmatch mode where you shoot enough enemies. Of course, the Starfighter arcade where you're flying in your X-Wing and whatever and blowing stuff up. And, of course, now they have instant action, which, is more fun for offline players. However, the big, controversy with this game was the multiplayer online. 2 words, loot box. Now, if you don't know what a loot box is, or a microtransaction, or a surprise gaming mechanics, any of that shit, and I do mean that word because it is, trust me. To sum it up, it's essentially paying real-world money for items digitally. Some of them are fine, right? If you want to get a new-looking gun, or a new camo, or a new skin, that's fine. But as soon as you buy something using money in real world, for in-game things that affect how you play, your stats and all that, that's when it gets messed up. And video games have been doing it since forever. Call of Duty started in 2014 with Advanced Warfare. And of course now with Modern Warfare 2019, love the game by the way, Modern Warfare is freaking awesome. Offline, I love it. That one does not have any loot boxes at all. Now they might change that, who knows, I highly doubt that, but for right now, it's loot box free. Now, loot boxes in this game, it wasn't just, oh, get a skin, you know, or have Luke look different, have Anakin look different, or whatever, have Chewbacca look different. It really was, okay, you want to get these star cards? Well, if you want to have a fighting chance in online multiplayer, you got to buy the coolest stuff with all your real-world money, or you're going to suck. You're going to be at the bottom of the barrel. And it got so much to the point where Wall Street and everyone started calling it illegal gambling. And really, microtransactions are illegal gambling, because this game is rated teen. So 13-year-old until a 99-year-old or however you live can play Battlefront 2. There's no age cap once you turn 13. And I know like 6-year-olds play it, but that's bad parenting. However, with this game, 13 and up, you have to be 21 to vote. So, yes, I'm legal now. Legal tender. However, with joking aside, I do think that it is considered gambling because you are you're spending real-world money on something that doesn't exist digitally, but you don't know what you're getting. You know when you get like a Lego minifig blind bag from Target and you're like, oh, which one am I going to get? And you're like, ah, shoot, I had that one. That's the same thing, except that you're doing digitally. So it really is like a slot machine in a video game. And a lot of people hated it. A lot of people hated it. And EA, excuse me, they actually did fix most of it, which is really nice. And of course the game, a lot of people are enjoying it now. They're calling it one of gaming's greatest comebacks. Now, the last one I have here, number 1. This is a big one. This is the biggest video game ever created. And when I say the biggest, I mean the biggest video game ever created. I'll give you 3 seconds. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Bam! No Man's Sky. This game came out exclusively on the PlayStation 4 some time ago. And a lot of people hated it. The team Hello Games, Sean Murray, they said, oh, you blatantly lied to everyone. You said there were going to be things in the game. They're not there. Big things like, you know, gaming mechanics, creatures, things you can do in this game were not viably present. And of course, a lot of people got mad about that, and they said, oh, it's No Man's Sky? What about One Man's Lie? You know, and like I said, I never had a PS4. I just got my PS4 this year, so I couldn't say anything about it, right? I didn't care. Like, damn, I really want No Man's Sky. It's the biggest game ever, but couldn't get it. Now, they put it on Xbox One a little while ago, actually. I can play it. Now, what is No Man's Sky? Well, essentially, it is a survival, open-world Star Wars game that is not called Star Wars. Because you're fighting off creatures with your laser gun, you're engaging in blaster battles in space, and you're literally traveling from planet to planet seamlessly. There are no loading screens in this game whatsoever, except, of course, when you start the game up. But, you know, let's say you land on a planet. Planets are huge, by the way. They're, I think, the size of Earth. You can literally spend... Sometimes I'll spend, like, a week on No Man's Sky on one planet. And then I'll get in my ship, I'll blast off into space, go all the way up, go, you know, huge area. You can go to space stations, there's missions, there's campaigns. It has so much content, it's ridiculous. There are 18 quintillion planets. I didn't even know that was a number until I heard the damn thing. 18 quintillion planets in this game. It's crazy. Why was this game hated? Again, Sean Murray promised things that were not there. The game looked terrible for the most part. A lot of glitches. It was basically like one of the worst. It was hands down the worst. It was worse than Battlefront 2 and way worse than Just Cause 4. It really was one man's lie, essentially. And of course, Sean Murray, they went dead. They went completely... Hello Games went to Goodbye Games because they essentially just shut down all their, you know, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. They shut all that down, and they just... People were like, where are they? You know how when I made my video, where the hell's Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga? It's been almost 6 months now. That's what people were saying about Hello Games. Where's No Man's Sky? Where's Sean Murray? Is he fixing this game? What happened? I spent money on this, you know? And of course, he came back with the next update. Now, there were a few updates before that, Pathfinder, all that stuff, Atlas Rising, or Atlas Rises, but Next was the biggest one. Now, of course, we have Beyond, which is even bigger than Next. However, Next gave you third-person mode, it gave you emotes, it gave you updated visuals, it gave you new modes, new quests. So many things about this game were completely fixed. And, you know, I never, like I said, if I had a PS4, I wouldn't have gotten on the hate train, but this game sucks. I wouldn't have done that. Because, me personally, if I could just go to a planet and seamlessly go from planet to planet, shoot asteroids and sell things for money. That's all I need. I don't need any of that stuff. But I get it. People wanted what Sean promised, and they didn't get it. Now, slowly but surely, they're getting it, and No Man's Sky is easily the biggest comeback of gaming history. It started out as one of the worst games ever made, and one of the biggest lies to corporate, not only to corporate, but also people. And let me tell you that it changed into something truly spectacular. I was playing it yesterday. It literally is Star Wars, but it's not called Star Wars. So much fun. You can do like I was doing a quest for an alien, one of the Gek alien species. I ran into a species, another alien species, like an aggressive one. I shot at it with my blaster. I found some indium and emerald, which are like little things you can shoot in the ground. I went back to the space station, sold my stuff, got a butt ton of units, which is your currency. So much in the game. It's amazing. Go to a planet, name it, scan things, get money for units for scanning things. It's so addicting, but there's not much action. It really is a calm, relaxing game. Except when you're fighting people and you're about to die in space. But other than that, when you're running around the planet and you're just looking at things, I mean, it's one of the most surreal things ever. And for me, just being able to go to planet is enough for me. But I understand people were pissed about it. But honestly, just these reasons and probably a lot more reasons as well, No Man's Sky, like I said, is the greatest gaming comeback of all time. And I don't see that getting dethroned anytime soon. Unless Fallout 76 turns into the best thing in the world. Or, I don't know. But like I said, Just Cause 4... Battlefront 2, and of course No Man's Sky. These are my 3. If you have 3 that you want to tell me, please tell me in the comments. But what I really want to know also is, what is your number 1 gaming comeback? What video game have you personally played that you did not like, and then over time, through either updates or just playing it more, you really, really enjoyed it, and now you love it? I'd love to know what that game is for you guys. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed my list. Again, we have these 3 games. Just Cause 4, Battlefront 2, and No Man's Sky. I love all these games, and of course they all got better with age and time and updates. And of course, patience. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.